Hi, I'm Dr. Ben Lerner. Welcome to 0 to a Million and Dr. Money. You know, financial experts have found strategies for living, saving, and investing that can take someone with even a modest income and make them financially independent later in life. This could be somebody working at Walmart or even McDonald's. So as a chiropractor, these same strategies should create not just independence or security, but affluence. Now, we don't do chiropractic for the money. On the other hand, I've coached over 2,000 chiropractors and worked with thousands more through events. I've had over 100 associates come through my clinic, and I've watched the most loving, caring, and giving doctors go totally off the rails because of money. While the love of money may be the root of all evil, as the Bible states, money is required to sustain us all. We need it to give us choices for our future. If money isn't coming in, if it isn't growing, and hasn't brought us to a place of financial freedom, then stress and frustration are just inevitable. There's just no way around that. Chiropractors are so often forced to take their careers in some direction they never wanted or leave chiropractic altogether because of money struggles. Now, personally, I have a real passion for the underserved. I've set up clinics all over the world where we are helping poor people in struggling communities. In fact, I see patients myself every Monday and Wednesday morning from 7 to 8:30 a.m. without fail in the Orlando Rescue Mission, where I take care of inner city people. But doing good and even having the freedom to work for free 3 hours a week like I do, plus take that drive back and forth to the inner city, even that takes financing. Even that takes money. My mother used to say two things to me. She would say, number one, the best way to help the poor is to not become one of them. She also used to inspire me to become wealthy, and she would do it by saying, rich or poor, it's good to have money. So I want to inspire you today towards affluence, not because what we do is for money, but to keep saving lives and to stay focused on what you love to do. Now, due to a lack of awareness, understanding, and training, chiropractors rarely do have doctor money. This despite the fact that all financial advisors are shocked that I've ever spoken to that work with chiropractors at how little net worth chiropractors really have. Now, it's my belief that due to the value chiropractors provide humanity, they should be the richest doctors in the world. But sadly, they are not. Now, here's something I share quite a bit because I've seen it dozens and dozens of times, and I always find it really disturbing. And this is passing the hat at a seminar. This is when a chiropractor dies, and it's often decades into practice, and we actually have to pass the hat or start a GoFundMe because they didn't have enough resources left to take care of their family. Now, I think we should always do that. Always, when somebody dies, take financial strain off of a grieving family. But the hat and the GoFundMe are for survival, or to send the kids to school, or to keep them living with any sort of lifestyle they've been accustomed to. And this is despite all of the years the doctor and the family gave to that practice or the career, and yet there was not enough resources to move on without that income. Now, I got lucky, and I want to pass this luck and my training on to you. So when I got out of school, my mentors insisted I go through this multi-weekend financial training program designed specifically for doctors. And I did it right when I graduated. Unfortunately, it's no longer available. And I was also really lucky because two of my early patients right after I opened up my first office were billionaires. These two billionaires, they took me under their wings. They taught me many critical business principles and guided me through, or more importantly, away from many of the investments that I was interested in. I also learned that when I didn't listen to these mentors, I lost money. In this video, I'm going to go over 4 really critical concepts. These are the 4 concepts I was taught that can help to take you from financial independence and on to financial affluence. Now, of course, some of your financial planners, and it's kind of harsh to say, but will lie to you, and they'll tell you that you're right on track. Sure, if the stock market keeps growing by 8% a year, which it doesn't do consistently, you'll probably be fine, but it's just as common that securities drop off or go flat as that they'll do well. A mutual fund portfolio and financial security, while you need a mutual fund portfolio, it doesn't go hand in hand with financial security. A quick tip actually is that a good financial advisor is always nervous about the economy and concerned about your financial future, not overconfident. The poorer ones are all rainbows and sunshine so that they can keep you pouring more and more in and taking more fees out. Now we'll get more, there's a lot of great ones out there. We'll get more into choosing the right doctor advisors later, but the bottom line is you need to be thinking about these things in this video. Doctor money, doctor investments, doctor management, it's radically different for you as a chiropractor than for the average person or even another kind of doctor. We're getting advice from people who they don't know us specifically. So when I'm going to give you these 5 critical concepts, this is specifically for you. So here are these 5 concepts that I was taught that can take you to, again, hopefully financial independence, but even beyond that to being affluent or even doctor money. Number 1, you must be mission-based. You need this and that. In order to make a lot, you have to reach a mass number of people. Now you may charge enough so that it's not thousands of people, but ultimately it has to be hundreds. It also, and this is the other reason for mission, it has to be about peace and fulfillment. I can tell you that while I'm focusing on money here, fulfillment comes from mission, not from a private jet. In fact, normally someone gets into the work and loves it, and then as a result one day can buy or do whatever they want to do. It's rarely vice versa. Rarely does someone get into chiropractic because of what they want to be able to buy and find they can buy whatever they want. It starts with mission. Number 2, you must grow exponentially. Addition is too slow. I help my kids with math. Addition is slower than multiplication. In the practice, individual patients must become families and associates that they're related to and or are part of their everyday lives. What an individual receives multiplies when there's what we call an organic process in place. So this is, making sure that when you're taking care of somebody, it now pours into seeing people from their work, from their gym, from their civic organization, through their religious affiliations, and extends on to extended family members too, not just mom, dad, brother, and sister. Number 3, the practice has to grow and maintain without you. The practice has to perpetuate itself without relying on you. This is working on it, not just in it. There's only so much any individual can do as the sole driver. Nothing is more common than a bad NBA team or a bad NFL team that has one all-star. They always end up stinking. You multiply production when individuals within your organization also bring plans and create profits. These other people in your office, your employees, have to become responsible for goals and take on the success of the overall operation as if they're an owner. Now, I've got my degree in organizational and industrial psychology and practice management, and in school you learn that every individual in your business has to have their own P&L. They have profits they bring in and losses attributed to their work individually against their salary and expenses. A positive employee P&L means multiplication of resources in your business. A negative one means subtraction. So the bottom line, 10 times 10 equals 100 with employees, 10 minus 5 equals 5. 100 compared to 5, it's simple math. Number 4, this is Occams Razor. If you don't know what this Occams Razor law is, When I got into multiple businesses, I didn't really know what I was doing, and I was spending a ton of money. So I went to one of my billionaire advisors I was mentioning earlier, and I told him I was really concerned about the sharp decline in profits all of the spending was causing getting into these other businesses. And he brought up the rule of Occams Razor. This rule is all about the fact that you have to eliminate complexity in order to get end results as simply and directly as possible. He said, focus on what makes you the most money and eliminate anything that does not. Now, this Occam's Razor principle sounds fairly sophomoric and oversimplified, but it's powerful. The bottom line is, if it doesn't produce the most profit or any profit, stop spending time and money on it. Some things are an investment over time for sure, but others are a waste of time and money and are pulling your focus away from practicing, which makes you the most money per your time. Ultimately, what my advisor was saying is focus on what you know will radically produce, multiply, and when I did, profits shot through the roof again. My peace of mind was thankfully restored, and I learned the best and most profitable outside businesses for chiropractors by getting focused. Finally, did you know that every business and doctor outside of chiropractic has an exit strategy? Do you have an exit strategy? Here are a few questions. Do you know your number? Here's what I mean by number. This is the one you need to never have to work again. You may want to keep working, but it should be a choice. Also, God forbid something happens to you or it stops you from being able to work. This is the number so that your lifestyle and your family are still properly supported if you had to stop. The numbers about this is, if money didn't matter, would you practice or what would you do if you didn't have to worry about the money? Retirement is when you die. How would you serve if you didn't need the cash? This makes for a clear exit. Now, I've gotten to exit a few times now because I knew my number and I hit it. So for the last decade or more, I've gotten to do what I love and offer it at a price I feel good about and that is accessible to people. Because I've planned properly for an exit strategy, I get to invest in and spend time truly reaching and teaching the world. Part of this exit strategy is your legacy in place? Our grandkids' college funds all set? No one in our downline, my kids, my grandkids, their kids, ever need money for college. Believe that or not, but we've been building it, building global education and programs that will outlive me. Here's a great question just to close. Are you a slave to money or is it a slave to you? Do you get to love and to serve and not serve money? You can't work for the money has to be working for you. I've been blessed, but not just lucky. I've read hundreds of books on money. I get 10 letters to my email a day that teach on money. I talk to real estate partners every single week in the various real estate deals that I have out there. I've discussed 200 deals through investment networks over the last decade, at least 200, and known which ones to take and which ones to walk away from. I speak to this angel investment guru that I know. He's a patient and he's walked me through or talked me away from, more importantly, dozens of different investments through an angel network. You can't say you want financial affluence or even independence, but you haven't mastered it. Remember, you don't get the future you want, you get the future you prepared for. I look forward to helping you. I'm here to help. We're here to help through the 0 to a Million Institute, and I look forward to working with you to give you the future you deserve, the choices you want. I hope that choice is affluence because you deserve it as a chiropractor.